Hello and welcome to Wellness Wednesday. I'm James Currie with the Communication Department. I'm talking to Harold Jones, good friend of mine with the Fatherhood Initiative. Harold, how are you?
Doing great. How are you doing today?
Never better, my friend. Never better.
Great, great.
Um, the reason why we have you on Wellness Wednesday is we're talking about Child Abuse Prevention and Awareness Month. And the program you work in, or one of the programs you work in, the Fatherhood Initiative, plays a vital role with not just fathers, but families and children. So, give us a quick little overview there about the Fatherhood Initiative.
Well, the Fatherhood Initiative is a national recognized program. We're very honored to be a part of it to help really um, reconnect fathers to their children. When we talk about um, being a parent, one of the problems, especially when we say with this being a focus on abuse this month, is when there is one out of four children in America grow up in a fatherless or a lack of father role model environment. And that role model plays a very vital part in the growth and development of a child. When that growth and development is missing, that child is going to suffer in many ways, statistics show.
Mm-hmm.
And so, what we try to do is educate and also work in taking away some barriers to help that parent reconnect and better have a better relationship with their child.
Well, as we spoke about, we know that there's many different forms of abuse, not just physical abuse. I mean, there's also sexual abuse, verbal abuse. There's also, the abuse of withholding, which would be like withholding medical care, withholding um, parenting skills also too. So can you go into a little bit about how, you help work with, an absent father or a dysfunctional family to kind of help restore, to let them be aware of, these different types of abuse?
Well, the awareness, I would say, start with we have a curriculum, the 24/7 Dad curriculum that we utilize. Um, and one of the starting points is family history, to try to take that specific participant that we're dealing with at that point in time, which is the parent, and take a journey back on their personal history to see these the possibilities of what they're dealing with now. Are
Mhm.
there any links to their personal growth and development? Because we know abuse is something, if you've been abused, there's a great chance that you will probably become an abuser. And in some cases, the parents are not aware of their behavior being abusive behavior because it's been instilled in them. They
Mhm.
just think that it's normal. So one of the things that we do, or the first thing, is to go back and talk about the family history to try to identify their perception of manhood, um, what the relationship was like when with their between them and their father, if there was even a father present. And in many situations, we see that there's a lot of hurt, anger, pain from someone we may be talking to that's 40 years old, but it stems from their childhood. So at that point, there's a recognition of, okay, yes, I'm angry. And that may be for the first time in their life that they've been able to sit down as a male and share with someone, yes, I'm very angry and hurt by what took place in my childhood. And
Mhm.
now moving forward is to deal with other situations or other topics such as communication and so forth to try to help them understand um, what's proper in raising their children. If there's really a true concern, then there are certain things we talk about the role of a father. That may be the first time some of them heard that. To understand age never made them a man, but it's the character, the willingness to take on the responsibilities and these set uh, of traits to
Mhm.
become a good and effective father. Because if we don't do that, then you open the door for being an abuser.
Excuse me. Yes. And, I spoke on a previous episode of Wellness Wednesday to Courtney Yon, and she's with the Maternal and Child Health Program. And one of the points that we made was we wanted everyone to be aware that, we're not just noticing this in April for child, abuse awareness and prevention month. There's 11 more months out of the year that, we've got to, recognize this. And it's one of the things that we talked about also too, is that hurting people hurt other people. So it's good that they have an avenue to be able to talk to somebody to figure out what's going on, to maybe help them break that pattern or that cycle. So if somebody wants to get in touch with you with the Fatherhood Program, uh, let's give your number out right now for that.
Uh, you can reach me at 251-544-2064. I am one of the fatherhood facilitators. There are several of us who we uh, facilitate the program, and it's really been effective. I think back on as we talk about abuse, um, a session where the gentleman really appreciated the opportunity. It was a heartfelt moment because he was able to he cried, but yet
Mhm.
someone understand and heard his pain about at 9 years old being dropped off um, by your own parent on a street corner, which left him in a situation to fend for himself. He did end up with another family member, but that was even more abusive. And it led him to a life of crime, simply trying to provide for himself. Um, that it, the years of pain as to why. And even at that point, the gentleman just wanted a connection with their parent.
Mhm.
And that's something that I think people overlook. You're as a parent, you're the creator of your offspring. And
Mhm.
that offspring in a relationship, someone expects something of you just like you expect something of someone else. And so often the child needs and expectations go um, without uh, being addressed, especially when the father ups and leaves, or we'll say is not active in participating in the growth and development of their own child. And so again, we have a great number, 1 in 4 uh, children in America growing up without that opportunity for guidance, leadership, um, being a provider, a protector. And so when those things are not in that child's life, they're struggling trying to figure out the way. It may leave the other parent trying to double up and be something that they're not designed to be. The female is not, they're partners, and much of what they do, there are traits, I mean, things that they duties that they share and responsibilities, but
Mhm.
there are some specific to the father as well. And so when that is a missing piece of the puzzle, it opens the door, like you say, to that child dealing with financial struggles, problems in school, may lead to a situation of crime like this gentleman.
Mhm.
And then all because of abuse, because to just desert that creation in itself is abuse and neglect.
Excuse me. I know that you you are personally invested in this and many other programs that you work with. I can feel, and I think other people can feel and sense your passion for these programs and wanting to help. Um, so it's good that you are a resource for people out there to be able to reach out to. Give your number again here before we close, please.
The number is 251-544-2064. That's with the Fatherhood Initiative program here. And we say Fatherhood Initiative, but I want to make sure that uh, you people understand you don't have to be an active father to participate because of the information is so vital and important. It's more about understanding the character of manhood, which helps develop the next generation. And we even have a component for the females as well. So if there's a parent period that's struggling with what should I do, how do I better the relationship with my child, um, contact us. We're here as a resource, like you say, for the community.
Mhm. Well, thank you for being a perfect example of someone that practices exactly what they preach. And thank you for being an upstanding person. And, we can't thank you enough for also being here on staff and helping the individuals and the families that you do. It's always a pleasure to speak to you here on Wellness Wednesday. And I'm just hoping that someone that does need help will reach out to you, because I know in my heart, knowing you as a person, I know you will do whatever you need to do to help them.
Well, that's what the Fatherhood Program is about. It's an opportunity to give hope because we focus on taking away the barriers, whether that be job training, assistance with housing, or medical assistance. When these things are lacking, even in the parent life, then it becomes more stressful, and you may see the situation for uh, abuse increasing. So when we can
Mhm.
help take away the barriers, um, and literally help the parent be in a better situation, then we're helping the child to be in a better situation.
Well, thank you for being on Wellness Wednesday, and thank you for being a helping hand out there in the community, Harold.
Thank you.